Hey guys, my name is Yash and I'm the founder of Code Real Education. In the last video, we learned about the concept behind variables. In this one, we're actually going to be learning how to code these variables using the Python programming language. So if you missed the last one, don't worry, you can actually visit our playlist called the 5-minute coding playlist or the 5-minute coding Python playlist on the Code Real Education YouTube channel. I'll link it down in the description so that you can first learn the concept and then come back to this video to actually learn how to code what you learned in that video. So without putting any more time into it and with all of that being said, let's just get into it. Alright, so in the last video we understood what are variables, but in this video we're actually going to code these variables out and see how they work. Firstly, just to refresh your knowledge, a variable is a named memory location that can store some kind of value. Now, moving on to our first task. Let's create a variable named language and assign the value Python to it. So, language, which is the variable name, equals Python within double quotes since it's some kind of text. Just a side note, text data in Python is always written within double quotes or single quotes. The technical term for such data is a string, but more on that in the coming videos. Now, moving on to task 2. We need to print the variable that we created in task 1. Well, that's simple. We just need to use the print function. So here's how it goes. Print, parentheses, and within the parentheses, we type the variable name, that's language. Now let's run this and check if it works by clicking on the green run button on the top right of the window. And it works. Awesome. But what if we wrote language, that's the variable name, within double quotes or single quotes? Let's find out. Selecting language, within the print and enclosing it in double quotes. Clicking on run, and well, it prints or displays the word language as it is instead of printing the value stored inside the variable language. So it should have printed the value Python, but it actually printed the name of the variable, that's language. So just remember, whenever you want to display the value stored inside a variable using the print statement, you should not enclose it within double quotes. Alright, so we went swiftly by task 1 and 2. Let's take a look at task 3. Here, we need to create two variables, number 1 and number 2. We need to store the values 10 and 20 in them, and finally create a variable number 3 that contains the sum or result of the addition of number 1 and number 2. And we also need to print that value, so let's get started. Creating number 1 equals 10, and on the next line, number 2 equals 20. Now, creating number 3 equals number 1 plus number 2. This means that we're using the values of the variables number 1 and number 2. Using the plus symbol, we add them and store the result of this addition in number 3. Finally, let's type the print function and put the variable name number 3 inside this print function and click on the green run button. It works perfectly. So I hope you guys understood how variables work, how you're actually supposed to display the value that is stored inside a variable and not the variable name by, well, using double quotes and single quotes, and obviously also using some mathematical symbols to perform some maths calculations and displaying these maths calculations that are stored in variables using the print function and variables. So good job guys, and I'll see you in the next one.